Hey, what's up, guys? I would just like to say happy 2023 for all you guys, and may it be a awesome year for everyone. So I've decided to do a versus battle between a very popular rivals, Kaspersky and Bitdefender, and yes, finally, the new Kaspersky version is available for my region. I think it was late December. So for this test, I'm gonna leave it on default settings. I'm gonna try and see how the kind of install and leave it settings work, because I think a lot of people, that's actually how they use these products. They just install it and they leave it. They're not tech savvy, or people that do like AVs tend to, or people like us, we tend to fiddle with the settings. But I think the majority of people just install it and leave it. Okay, so for file antivirus, we're going to leave it on optimal. Select this setting automatically. Under advanced, it's just a scan format. It's light heuristics. Scan archives, but not the distribution packages. So everything here is set to default. Safe browsing is set to default. AMC protection. Network attack blocker. And exclusions. Okay, system watcher, select everything automatically. Kaspersky or the KSN. Okay, so these are the network settings. Okay, now we're going to jump over to Bitdefender. This will be really quick because there's not much to change in the free version. Okay, under AV, we have the Bitdefender shield. The rest is obviously paid modules. Advanced threat defense is enabled. Exploit detection is enabled. Online threat prevention is enabled. And yeah, that's pretty much that. That's the only modules we are going to test. Ransomware shield, all of that is for paid AV. So with the Kaspersky free version, you do get quite a lot more settings that you can tweak, but let's see if that is actually going to make a difference. So let's get the malware extracted so we can start this test. Okay, now that I have all the malware extracted, we'll have a sample count of 2252. And as you guys can see, it contains applications, file list malware, Office documents, and so forth. We'll also be using the new Process Explorer. I don't really like the dark theme. It makes it difficult to actually see what is happening. Before we enable the protections, let's quickly give them a update. I see a background scan is running. Just want to stop it. Okay, so let's quickly update these two and then we'll start the test. Okay, as you guys can see, the products are fully up to date. We'll close that. We'll go back to real-time shield. Okay, so advanced threat defense and exploit shield is enabled, and antivirus is enabled. Okay, let's give them a second or so. Okay, so now for the first test, obviously the website test. So let's launch that. Okay, so Bitdefender is already giving us pop-ups. A couple of files are downloading, but let's see if they actually do download. Okay, still waiting for Kaspersky. Okay, so block pages here. That one is still, no, that one's downloading. And yeah, seems like Bitdefender is actually done. Kaspersky is a bit on the slow side while we wait for our little green friend. Let me open it again. Okay, so it seems like we do have a couple of files that downloaded. These are bitmaps. I'm not sure if that's maybe steganography where there's malicious code within them. I'm not sure. There we have a partially downloaded file. And for Kaspersky, I'm not actually sure if it's closing our. Let's close Edge. Let's try again. Yeah, there we go. Old-fashioned in process. Okay, so we're getting a couple of blog pages. So keep that file. Okay, so 2 pages that we don't have the blog page on it, 3 for Bitdefender, but it's not to say it wasn't blocked. And 3 for Kaspersky as well. File is downloading. It doesn't seem like it's doing anything. Let's open up downloads. Okay, so those 2 files do not count. Okay, so we've got 5 versus 6, but I don't think this handy file's actually going to download. Let's cancel that one. Okay, so this is the same one, but it seems like Bitdefender actually stopped it, where we do have this file downloaded with Kaspersky. And they say the password is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, don't see anything yet. Okay, so I would say maybe Bitdefender did a little bit on this one. BMP files downloaded, but at least Bitdefender did stop the zip file from downloading, but it doesn't seem like we've got any infection. I think Kaspersky actually stopped the file because there's our zip, but no file. Okay, cool. So I would say maybe Bitdefender a little bit better, but you guys can come to your own conclusion. Now it's time for the main course. Let's give them some nice fresh malware to eat. So all the samples here is just from January, new year, new malware sample. I'm not using any malware from December. So this is all malware samples from 1st of Jan. So all nice and new. Yeah, so we're gonna wait. Kaspersky is normally a bit, a little bit slower. Bitdefender is a quick AV to test. As you guys can see, Bitdefender is way ahead of Kaspersky. Kaspersky is a bit slower, but nonetheless, let's close that. I want you guys to see some of the malware samples. Okay, so just bear in mind again, they are on default settings. So no enhanced settings been modified. 2, 3. Okay, that's not a password. We'll skip that one. Okay, so let's see what's running. Okay, so as you guys can see, Bitdefender is quite quick. A lot of malware is opening. Let's install it. Let's see what happens. Let's try our default passwords. Okay, so some of these passwords I might not know them, so I'm just going to skip them. Okay, let's see if there's anything. Oh, there's a UIC here. Let's see if anything is running on the Bitdefender machine. Close that. Okay, you guys can see they are fiercely battling the malware, try and stop the machine from getting infected. So I'm going to attend to this, guys. If anything funky or weird happens, you guys know the routine by now. I'll point it out, I'll show it, and let's get a honest review on these two. And yeah, I'll see you guys once the test is done. Okie dokie, guys, so all the malware execution is finally done. So let's have a quick look. I just want to close all of this stuff that are still open. Okay, so Process Explorer is not opening for Bitdefender, but we'll just quickly view it through Task Manager. Let's see what is still running. Okay. These files are scanning because Process Explorer did close just now, so I just had to reopen it. So it's scanning. There should be a couple of duplicates as well. The script did close on me a couple of times, so I had to re-execute it. So there might be a couple of duplicate malware. Okay, yeah, so there's one there, same one as you guys can see, some duplicates. This one seems fairly new. Let's have a look at that one. Low rating. Okay, so it only seems AVG, Avast, Microsoft, and ESET, and Secure Edge knows about that one, so that's still fairly new. Let's close that. Okay, by all the extra icons, you guys can see a lot of PUPs installed. Let's look at our startup items. Okay, so we've got AdLock, we've got this file here. Should be from the temporary location. Yeah, so that's app data roaming. And we've got this one here, seems to be broken. And yeah, so it doesn't seem like we have a lot of startup items. And let's have a quick look at what installed. Let's do the same for the Bitdefender one. Okay, you guys will notice on the Kaspersky machine there's a bit of a lagginess on the mouse. So we have this 2-flyer saver, then we've got AdLock, ExtremeBot, Game Radar, Speed Fan, and Y-Scare. While we have Bitdefender open, let's look at this one. Also 2-flyer saver, AdLock. This one's got Final Recovery, also Game Radar. SDR Free Mac and Speed Fan, so it seems like a little bit more installed on the Bitdefender machine. Okay, let's quickly have a quick squiz. Okay, so that's Windows Explorer one, looked a bit dodgy. Yeah, let's look at our startup items. No startup items. Okay, so it doesn't seem like there's any additional startup items, so that's good to see from Bitdefender. Let's quickly check if we've got any ransomware infection. I don't think there will be. These two products are really good with that. Pictures. Yeah, pictures are intact. The Kaspersky machine is definitely slower than the Bitdefender one. So yeah, we got War of Tanks that installed on this one. Then there's default screensaver. There it is as well. Radar, speed fan. There's link crossout that kind of looked like the Windows Explorer. Okay, so yeah, so we've got a couple of startup items. Bitdefender has none. Kaspersky has a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna do the disinfect and restart for the Kaspersky machine. I know you guys were gonna ask for that, so let's run that. The Bitdefender one, I think it's done. I'm just gonna do a normal reboot on the Bitdefender. Then I'm going to start the full scan. I'm gonna wait for the Kaspersky to do the disinfect and reboot. Once it's up and running, I'll start the full scan as well. Okay guys, so as you guys can see that the advanced disinfection is finished. What I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the Kaspersky machine. Bitdefender is stuck again on some of the malware samples, so I'm going to delete all the malware samples. I'm going to stop the scan. I'm going to delete all the malware samples. I'm going to restart the full scan, and then once Kaspersky is up and running, I'm going to start the full scan for that one as well. Okay guys, so the full scans are finally done. So it seems like all issues were resolved with Bitdefender. And then Kaspersky, one object deleted, one object not processed. Let's quickly see. Okay, 126 options, your decision. Okay, so I'm going to say resolve all. I'll delete the archives or whatever they are. Once this is done, we'll quickly reboot the machines and then start the third-party opinion scans and then start to wrap this test up. Okay guys, so all the final results are in, so let's quickly have a quick squiz. Hitman Pro with Kaspersky, it seems like we only have tracking cookies, so that's really good to see. Same with Bitdefender. Norton found a couple of more files within the temporary files, which I'm not too worried about. That's normally where malware does reside when it tries to execute. But obviously the less is better. But so obviously I have the Flyer screensaver. So that's something that installed. Under Windows we have a p2p.exe, and then we've got medium threads that are under program files as well. A couple under app data local temp, and then we've got a VB script, which might be a startup item. So we do have a couple of issues outside our normal locations, but not too bad at all. Bitdefender seems to be a little bit less. We obviously have the screensaver as well, also the game radar. Then we've got app data roaming. So then we've got a library file there, and then just my cleaner, which is the same on the Kaspersky machine as well. It's just a Vibranium cleaner. Okay, so Bitdefender did a little bit better there. Okay, let's look at Komodo's quick scan. I think this is the modified host files. Yes, so they both, Komodo's complaining about the host file being modified. Let's exit that. It seems like it's the same app data local temp files, so not too bad. We do have a installer, MSI, and then that same P2P. Okay, Bitdefender is clean, so that's good. Okay, this is also the ESET quick scan. So I don't run the full scan, so this is just a quick scan. Found a couple of PUAs. According to Bitdefender VM, it's clean according to ESET. Sorry, let's click on that one, and then we've got that same P2P, and then device care. And then ESET scanner I run last because it does remove threads. It's not like the other scanners where it takes them and then you can decide to remove them. It removes them immediately. so I always run the ESET scan last to make sure I get accurate results. Now with Malwarebytes, we have 153 versus 146. So there's the ad blocks, obviously PUPs. So these are just, obviously Malwarebytes lists every single entry as an infection, so it doesn't group them. So we'll have a couple of ad locks here. There's ad locks, the uninstallers and things like that. So it just seems like it's PUPs. So it's just listing every single file on its own. Okay, here we've got malware, app data temp. Okay, app data temp. That's app data roaming. App data. There's the shortcut on the desktop for the ad lock, which should be this one here in the left hand corner. Then we've got under Windows the P2P.exe. Then we've got a couple of registry keys, which might be startup items or just more malware that's persistent. Let's see, registry keys. Just the ad lock again, so it's just PUP registry keys. Okay, PUP. Can't see any malware registry keys. Okay, so that's not too bad. Same with Bitdefender, we obviously had the ad lock as well. C program data, ad lock again, so it's all that PUP stuff. Let's see if we can find any malware. There's a malware there. App data, local Microsoft Vision. That's a backdoor. PUP again, Trojan hijacker. App data roaming Microsoft, so that's the most probably a fake version of the game. Registry keys, PUPs. Okay, so let's close that. Okay, so let's quickly see if anything is still installed. Okay, so we still have the 2-flyer saver, the ad lock, the extreme bot, game radar, speed fan and Y-scare. Here we've got 2-flyer, ad lock, file recovery, game radar, and SDR3 Mac, address changer, and speed fan. Okay, so almost the same programs installed with either one or two different programs, but they did allow to install the majority of the same programs. Okay, startup items. Okay, so we've got ad lock, we've got this JC. Let's see where this one is, app data, so that's that one. We've got this new, that's broken, so that one won't count, so it's just one or two. Bitdefender's got ad lock as well, and then no other funny startup items. So we have this one, 2 startup items versus 1. Okay, let's see if anything else naughty is running. Just gonna quickly go through it. There's that Wise cleaner, so that's still running. Okay, but it doesn't seem like there's any severe threats according to virus total results and what my eye can see on the processes. Okay, so I think that's that, guys. Okay, cool. So nice, quick and easy. Okay, so let's quickly recap on the results. Kaspersky did well. At least there's no ransomware infection or severe infections. We do obviously have a couple of startup items, 2 items to be exact, and then we did find a couple of traces without our normal desktop or temporary location. So we do have a couple of malware still residing, but not too bad. Otherwise, still good results from Kaspersky, and obviously we did run the advanced disinfection tool, and we ran a full scan. So Kaspersky, in theory, actually scanned twice. And yeah, but we obviously do have all these PUPs that we really don't want on our machines. But otherwise, still good results from Kaspersky for Bitdefender. We do have obviously have a couple of PUPs that are installed as well. We have one startup item and also malware outside of our normal locations, but not as much as Kaspersky. They both did almost exactly the same in the web test, but Bitdefender just maybe did a tad better in the web test for me as well. So I would say the overall winner here is Bitdefender. They both were on default settings, so no advanced settings or hardening mode or anything like that. So both default settings. Bitdefender overall, one startup item less malware outside the normal locations. Web test, it's neck and neck, but I think overall, if we look at the startup items, what the third-party opinion scanners are showing, and programs that actually installed, etc., I would say overall Bitdefender did really well, or at least better than Kaspersky, but it's very close to these two. It can always go either or with these two vendors. We can test them next week again, and Kaspersky might do better. So it's always difficult to say at the end of the day which one of them is actually better, because they're such good competitors. They're always neck and neck, but both good results, no serious infections. You can easily clean that up. But yeah, so I hope you guys found this test informative. I'll be making some more tests. I have a couple ideas that I want to do. I just need to actually sit down and do it. I still want to do the tournament, and then I want to change some other features that I want to add to the videos, and then eventually start doing other tests like remote execution tests, and not just executing malware from the desktop every time, but to do all sorts of other types of infections or exploitations on the machines to see how well they actually do. But yeah, so those are more advanced tests that I'll hopefully can start soon. But for now, I'll still do the same type of tests until I can figure out the scoring structures and things like that, how I want to score the machines. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this test as much as I did. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.